Latest on the second impeachment trial of Donald John Trump. It's entering the final phase. His lawyers set to make their case against conviction today after the Democratic prosecutors wrapped their case, saying that the president's words and actions prove he incited the January 6th siege of the Capitol, warning it will happen in the future if the Senate fails to convict.
And the big question right now is, can those Democrats get those 17 Republicans to join them? Our congressional correspondent Rachel Scott starts us off this morning. Rachel, good morning to you. It does not look like they've got these votes at this point.
Cecilia, good morning. That's right. That number needed for conviction still seems out of reach. And Trump's defense team today will have their first opportunity to counter what Democrats have been arguing for days, saying that Trump is singularly responsible for the violence on January 6th. And they will plan to dismantle that argument over just a few hours, claiming that while what happened was horrible, Trump had nothing to do with it.
This morning, former President Donald Trump's legal team is preparing to mount their defense, following a blistering presentation from Democrats, warning that if the Senate does not convict the former president, the violence will be allowed to continue unchecked.
If we pretend this didn't happen, or worse, if we let it go unanswered, who's to say it won't happen again?
They say there is no doubt. Trump knew exactly what he was doing when he told his supporters to march on the Capitol and, quote, fight like hell, and that he showed no remorse for it.
He struck a match, and he aimed it straight at this building, at us.
Playing videos of how the crowd reacted to his words that day.
Fight for Trump! Fight for Trump!
Thank you. You have to show strength.
Yes.
The Capitol building.
Insisting those supporters believe they were taking direct orders from their commander-in-chief.
We are listening to Trump, your boss.
Lead manager Jamie Raskin making the case Trump was laying the groundwork for years.
January 6th was not some unexpected radical break from his normal law-abiding and peaceful disposition. This was his state of mind.
But the majority of the Republicans in the room unmoved. And as the Senate weighed his fate, Trump was on the golf course, seen in these photos from the Daily Mail. His lawyer, David Schoen, ready to claim Trump did nothing wrong.
He has condemned the violence and doesn't in any way want to be associated with what happened in this violent incident.
But prosecutors already undercutting the defense, claiming the idea he was exercising his First Amendment rights is a distraction, and that incitement of insurrection is not protected under free speech.
He was the president of the United States, and he had spent months using the unique power of that office, of his bully pulpit, to spread that big lie.
Arguing this case is bigger than one man, saying the fate of the country now hangs in the balance.
What unfathomable horrors await us if we do not stand up now and say, no, this is not America.
And only a handful of Republican senators seem to be keeping an open mind. One of them, Senator Bill Cassidy, says he wants to hear from Trump's defense team on why he didn't condemn the violence sooner, George.
Okay, Rachel, thanks very much. Let's bring in our chief Washington correspondent, John Carlin. John, we just heard Rachel say Senator Cassidy wants to hear from the Trump's defense team. We know they're set to go today, prepared to argue for about 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, they say it's going to be a short case. They have 16 hours. They won't use anywhere near all of that. They'll focus on that constitutionality question and also on Trump's words, saying that many Democrats, including Democrats in that chamber, have used similar language over the years and it is not incitement. But I've got to tell you, George, the Trump legal team seems at odds with itself. We've spoken with many people either on or close to the legal team. We've heard that Bruce Castor, who gave that rambling initial performance, won't be heard from at all, that Trump doesn't want him to speak at all. Yet we also heard from somebody on the Trump legal team that Castor will take the lead, and there's even been talk they might bring in entirely new people to help make the case today.
I guess one of the questions is, will what they say make any difference for the most of the Republican senators? It appears that only about 5 or 6 of them are in play. Do you think that there are more who have open minds?
It appears that almost all of them, George, have made up their mind, not on the facts here, but on the constitutionality. They simply don't believe that it's constitutional to convict in an impeachment trial a former president.
But, John, one sign of where the politics may be going on this, a major break from former President Trump from his former UN ambassador.
Yeah, this is really big. Nikki Haley is not only a former top official in the Trump administration, somebody who has been very close to Donald Trump, rarely criticized him, is considered a leading contender for the Republican presidential nomination. And look what she said in an interview just published in Politico. She said, Trump let us down. He went down a path we shouldn't have, and we shouldn't have followed him. We shouldn't have listened to him, and we can't let that ever happen again. That's a decisive break with Donald Trump from somebody who was considered quite close to Donald Trump.
We'll see if it has an impact. John Carl, thanks very much. I know you're going to be joining us for our live coverage of the trial with our whole political and legal team. That's at noon Eastern. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.